Considering Chinchilla by Sherwin-Williams, here's what you need to know. Undertones, LRV, and 3 flawless color pairings, all in just a couple minutes. Let's jump in. Chinchilla by Sherwin-Williams is a rich, muted, plum-like color that kind of feels a bit taupey, sort of a combination of a bit of brown and some gray, and then some of that purple action happening. It is a fairly recent color of the month. That's kind of fun to know. And in terms of undertones, really what you're getting here is that slight purple undertone that leans towards the burgundy side ever so slightly. Like it's more so on the red side of purple rather than the blue side. Chinchilla is definitely an accent color in my mind that can be used as a saturated feature wall for an otherwise neutral color palette to really pop and stand out. That purple would be that much more prominent in that case. Or you can go for a color washed effect in an accent room. Think dining room or office. A bit moody and a lot of fun. In terms of color pairings, I got 3 of them. A white, a light, and a bright. Let's go over to the computer so I can share them with you. Okay, we got Chinchilla by Sherwin-Williams. And hey, look, I was right. November 2024, color of the month. Big news. What I like about the Sherwin-Williams website is they do give you a lot of information, some of which is maybe not super useful to most people, but we can see it's part of the purple color family, which is fair because this is more of that brown leaning plum color. It was also part of the color mix forecast for 2024 in the reds and purples collection, which is also handy to know. You can use this color on interior and exterior projects because that isn't always the case. And then you have things like your RGB values. So of the 3, there is mostly red, which explains that purple / slightly burgundy brown lean that this color has. Now let's get into those color pairings I was talking about. So the white option would be Snowbound. One of my favorite light off-whites in the cooler side of things. It isn't overly cool where it has like a blue undertone to worry about. It's more of a grayed out white, which works perfectly with anything that is gray leaning. I think this would be a wonderful crisp white trim color option. You could even throw it on the walls if you wanted to, because an 83 LRV isn't all that bright when we're talking about white colors. It can go a lot brighter, like 93, 94%. You can even see compared to what a pure white would be down in this section here, there is quite a difference at least. So it'll feel fairly nice and soft, but still clean. For my light color pairing, I'm going to give you Whirlwind, which is from the Designer Color Collection. This is a 63 LRV color. So similar to Chinchilla, we have a little bit more red than the other ones. So there is that slight light taupey feeling here, a little combination of warm brown mixed with some gray, but also feeling bright enough where I think it'll work quite nicely alongside Chinchilla. And one great example of how these two work together is a Chinchilla accent wall in an otherwise whirlwind room. I mean, it's a great combination. What about my bright color pairing? For this video, I picked Silver Lake as the 3rd color pairing on the bright side of things, which is funny because it's actually darker than Whirlwind, but it has the most amount of clear saturation happening here, the clearest hue of blue, a very powdery, beautiful mid-tone blue, just the right amount of warmth as well, just to give it a little bit of this warm undertone creeping in the background. And I think this is the color that will jump out the most out of the other ones in this palette, which is why I give it that bright color pairing sort of moniker. Especially if you're going with Chinchilla as your starting point, you want something that's fresh and lively to sort of round things out and give you some variety. And like I said, Snowbound, one of my favorite white paint colors, probably of all time. You can check out more information on it right over here.